Okay, so next you need to ask yourself, is a forum something I need? And to help you decide that, I'm going to sort of explain to you what it could be used for, and you can think to yourself whether or not it's a fit. So a forum is generally where your clients, or any group of people really that you engage with, can interact online with each other, with or without your intervention or your sort of your curation. So you could get on board and stop people saying certain things, or you could have it so that when they post, you have to approve it first. Those things generally are going to slow things down, and they're also going to provide a lot of extra work for you. So it's generally better to have a forum that sort of runs itself. So you've got to think to yourself, what is the subject that I would be happy for all my clients to discuss with each other? Now, remember, clients may have concerns that they want to voice on the forum. So you might need to take an active role in working on the forum with your clients. And you would only do this kind of thing if connecting your clients made sense. If you don't want your clients talking to each other because there's a conflict of interest, or keeping them separate is some sort of benefit to you, then you don't necessarily have to do that. But generally, in this sort of idea of transparency in the world it seems to be being adopted quite rapidly, and this idea of just the God honest truth is sort of what clients like. So developing a sort of forum platform we can do for you. We can set that up and build that into your site or your app. It's a very simple process, and we can get it up and running very quickly. But the thing to remember is that you need the forum to be very user-friendly, and it helps if it can be on a phone, because most people live on their phones these days. And you need to be able to sort of set up groups so that you can set sort of categories that your clients or these groups that you're inviting to interact on the forum. These sort of groups that you need to design are like subject matters, and then people can join those groups to talk about those different subjects. So, for example, if you were a street brand, you have like skateboarders, and you have graffiti artists, and you have basketball players, and you have all these different kinds of people that are members of your site because they like your brand of clothing, for example. Then you might have a forum, and then you might break the forum into the subjects of street ball, skating, these different kind of points of interest. Or if you're, let's say you've only got, basketballers as your target, then you might break the forum into subjects within that. So it might be like, best ways, best trick shots, or it might be, tips on, how to throw the ball, or I don't know anything about basketball, so it's difficult to come up with ideas. But the point is, you might have a forum on, public events, social events, so that people can talk about these sort of next events that are coming up and whatnot. So it's all about sort of creating these categories. Now, a lot of people also use forums for feedback from clients, like software developers or website intelligent websites and software as a service type companies like MailChimp and GoDaddy and people like that might use a forum for clients to suggest improvements to the software. You're like, I wish there was this feature, or I wish there was that feature, and people can comment whether they agree that feature's good. So that's the kind of stuff you can use forums for. It's basically an open forum or a private forum where you want people to discuss something between themselves without necessarily your intervention. But you can set rules where you can intervene if you want to stop people saying certain things, or you want to be careful about what's posted. But in general, letting it run its own course can be really good, because it can be great for SEO. It can increase the amount of searches you're going to be getting to your site. And the reason for that is, if you think that all of your clients are going to be posting different information on your website, then all of that information is going to be searchable by Google. So forums are a great way of getting content on your site. They're a great way of bringing your client back to your site to continue to interact. So it's a great way of getting that repeat visits, which can be very expensive in marketing normally. So this is a great way to make that a lot cheaper. it's also a good way to create referral, because if I'm talking about something on this sort of forum and someone comments back, and then I want to share that, I should share that with my friend, and I share that, then all of a sudden my friend's on the forum, and now he's adopted your brand in some way into his life. So forums are quite powerful because they're kind of like a whole bunch of people hanging out talking, and your brand is attaching to that, which can work really well. So this service is about us setting up your forum for you and setting up those categories for you as well. But the forum is very dynamic. You can add your own categories. You can change the sort of the restrictions, the access permissions. You can do all of that yourself. But you do need to have one of our app technologies already installed in your site for us to do this, or one of our websites to allow us to do this. If you don't have one of our, if we haven't built your website or your app for you, you can still buy this service. We just need to have a look at the tech you've got and find an existing forum system that might be able to plug into the tech that you have. So I'm not saying that we can't do it. It's just a case of, I can't guarantee you that we can. If you've got our system, you can definitely handle a forum in your site. But if you haven't built a website with us, we'll just need to look at that before we get started. So if there's any other questions, reach out to a pro, and you can have a chat and ask them whatever you need to ask. Otherwise, I look forward to delivering an awesome forum Otherwise, I look forward to delivering an awesome forum for your business.